What's up, guys? Spenny. This is for those of you who say nothing ever happens. To that I say, sit back and enjoy. Little birdies tell me that this is the real deal. That James Comey is about to be indicted. That pride cometh before destruction. James Comey thought that he could lie his way out of anything. He was so proud of himself that he literally bragged on camera about his lies, about his entrapment, spying on the Trump administration. Who can forget this astonishing interaction live on stage? Listen to this.
Something I probably wouldn't have done or maybe gotten away with in a more organized investigation, a more organized administration, in the George W. Bush administration, for example, or the Obama administration. In both of those administrations, there was process. And so if the FBI wanted to send agents into the White House itself to interview a senior official, you would work through the White House counsel, and there'd be discussions and approvals and who would be there. And I thought, it's early enough, let's just send a couple guys over.
And he's bragging. He's bragging about how he spied on Trump, even though he testified in Congress that he never spied on Trump.
Do you stand by your House testimony on March 20th that there was no surveillance of the Trump campaign that you're aware of?
Correct.
You would know about it if they were, is that correct?
I think so.
Okay. Well, he's done this a couple of times, and, you're not allowed to lie to Congress. These are things that are, big no-nos. It'll get you 5 years in the slammer if you have been caught to be in contempt of Congress, or perjury could get you a much longer time in Congress if you were to stack up all these charges, false statements, could absolutely bankrupt you. And that may be what's happening to James Comey right now. We mean it. Donald Trump complained one of his first times back in the Oval Office. What the hell happened to Comey? What happened to McCabe? What happened to these people at the FBI that lied and that attacked me and that tried to lock me up or get me shot? FBI has opened a grand conspiracy probe on weaponization with a special prosecutor. After that, Obama administration manufactured its intelligence to create the 2016 Russia election interference narrative, documents show. Now, again, this is something that is ongoing. James Comey was at the heart of it, the center of it. And just a reminder that James Comey also lied to Congress about this.
There should be no fuzz on this whatsoever. The Russians interfered in our election during the 2016 cycle. They did it with purpose. They did it with sophistication. They did it with overwhelming technical efforts. And it was an active measures campaign driven from the top of that government. There is no fuzz on that. It is a high confidence judgment of the entire intelligence community.
That's a lie. All of it's a lie. We know that. We have the primary source documents that prove that. James Comey there is lying. So here in the first minute, I can show you multiple times that James Comey is lying to Congress. James Comey now, according to all available reports, is expected to be indicted for perjury, along with other charges. Let's read. And James Comey is reportedly expected to be indicted for lying to Congress. Comey is a staunch critic of Donald Trump. MSNBC reported that he expects to be indicted in the coming days, though the extent of the charges are unclear. The Justice Department and FBI did not immediately respond to a comment. Trump has been laying the groundwork to go after Comey and his political enemies. Well, whatever. They lied to Congress. The Eastern District of Virginia has been nearing an indictment recently. At least one count related to claims that Comey lied in 2020 testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee, whether he authorized leaks in the origin of the Russia collusion investigation, clips that I have just showed you. MSNBC reporting.
Familiar, tell MSNBC. Former FBI Director James Comey is expected to be indicted in the coming days. The full extent of the charges being prepared against Comey is unclear. Joining us now, MSNBC Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken Delanian and MSNBC Senior Investigative Correspondent Carol Lenig. Chris O'Leary, Ashley Parker, still with us. Carol, help us understand the reporting.
So, Katie, we have some sources who say that for several weeks now, the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of Virginia, and actually in offices that are potentially much further south than Alexandria, have been eyeing ways to indict Comey, and they are getting very much closer. The statute of limits, rephrase, they are arguing that Comey, there is evidence to suggest Comey lied to Congress in his testimony on the Hill in September of 2020. And for viewers out in the audience who may not be legally as nerdy as me and Ken, I'll just say that there's a statute of limitations to charge people with the crime of lying to Congress or perjury, and that's 5 years. The 5-year statute runs this month.
So they're just going to get him. This is breaking my timeline right now that Comey, 3 sources say that it is time that Comey is about to be indicted. James Comey will be indicted, according to CNBC. CNBC saying in its reporting that it is a matter of fact.
Multiple sources familiar are telling them that former FBI Director James Comey is expected to be indicted within coming days. They say this is a fluid situation, but that is the current expectation. Is that
indicted for lying to Congress, expected in the coming days. Now, they say the Eastern District of Virginia, this is interesting, President Trump has been boasting about his appointees in the Eastern District of Virginia, and also praising Pam Bondi for doing a great job. She's very careful, very smart, loves our country, but needs a tough prosecutor in the Eastern District of Virginia, like my recommendation. Very, very interesting, very unique. It is my honor to appoint Lindsay Halligan, who's been serving as a special assistant to the president in the White House for the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia. Tough, smart, and loyal. So did she bring the charges? I don't know. Again, this is developing. It does look like it's not just James Comey either. It looks like Letitia James may well join James Comey. Her mortgage fraud case may be indicted at any moment. That's also brand new reporting here.
Expected to charge Tish James, the New York Attorney General, with mortgage fraud. And of course, Donald Trump, we all saw it posted on Truth Social in recent days, exhorting his Attorney General to charge both of those people as soon as possible. But again, this is, grand juries are secret. This is a fluid situation. It's also important to know, though, that the U.S. attorney, the Trump-appointed U.S. attorney in this office, Eric Siebert, was essentially forced out last week, in part because he was refusing to bring these cases. We're told that he was opposed to to prosecuting both James and Comey on these grounds, and he's out.
We'll see what happens next. Also, classified material was reportedly seized from the home of John Bolton after the raid last month. For politicians and pundits who insisted that classified material found at Mar-a-Lago justified that raid, the goose just met the gander in the narrative surrounding the Bolton raid. So John Bolton and Letitia James and James Comey in 1 month? Oh, man. Our cup runneth over. Coming to be indicted soon for perjury. Looks like it's happening. Looks like it's happening. Nothing ever happens. Well, there you go. Bolton, Comey, and Letitia. I think they're just getting started. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. We'll see what happens. We're popping popcorn. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.